Welcome back, guys, to MLR and Design. Here's another Psylocke repaint that I recently completed. This is from Bowen. This one was painted in the X-Force colors and is now, as you can see, repainted to the Jim Lee traditional uniform here. I picked up a nice little electrical Lazy Susan, which automatically turns the statue, so now we can get a better look without me manually turning it. I think this is a smoother flow and hopefully works out better for you guys to be able to view the statues without them looking like they're about to fall over from me spinning them too hard. But in any case, really from project to do, came, like I said, with the X-Force color, so she was stripped down completely and painted to what you see here. The skin tone process on this one is one that I've hovered over to for the Asian skin tone. This one here, believe it or not, I've used some yellow paint into it to tint it into the regular skin tone base that I have. It's a Naples yellow from Golden, and it works wonders with giving that that skin tone color that you see. Don't be afraid to experiment with different colors, man, different mixes, and just really work the paints until you get what you desire. The shadowing complements it as well. Not too much of a deep shadowing, but there's some purples and other colors that I blend into the shadow colors, and it gives a nice effect and a nice finish. So like I said, don't be afraid to experiment and use different colors and to get the mix that you really want. And it works really well with this, as you can see. And I've used it before also on the Ryu paint-ups that I've done with the Prototype Z Ryu. Like I said, for that particular ethnicity, I think it works well. The blue has some Createx pearlized blue in it, has some ultramarine blue in it, and a hint of purple, which gives it that rich blue, true to the comic, and works really well against the skin tone here. So like I said, it's a trial and error, like a mix and match. I cooked up some samples, sent it to the client, and once she gave me the go-ahead, we just flew with it, and I think she came out great. The skin tone is sealed with dull coat, where the uniform is sealed with fuchsia, and then I hit it with some Krylon matte just to take down the wet look a tad, even though it's still very reflective, because I wanted it to look latex, but it's not so reflective where it looks wet. The sash has a satin finish, and the base, the sword, and the power-up was not something that I touched at all. I actually removed the power-up with a blow dryer, heating it up, and then gently removing it, and once the glue was softened enough, and then at the end, after everything was said and done, I reattached it. Moving on up to the hair. The hair is always tricky with Psylocke, because some folks really want the pronounced purple highlights. Some folks want a little tamer. So I think we're at a midway point with this one, and I think this is probably the best look. She has like the peel of a plum is the base, and then I came through with the enriched highlights from that same color, and then after that a wash to tone them down just a bit. And I think we hit a point where you could see that the hair is not black, but it's not completely purple either, so it complements well with the statue, and it works well with the depiction of Psylocke that we see. Alright, guys, this one's gonna be short and sweet. I'll take you guys in a little closer. We'll get a little bit better look at the paint up, and we'll wrap up Miss Psylocke. Guys, here we are closer in on Psylocke. Wanted to bring you in and show you a better look at the paint up. I think she's stunning, man. I really like this sculpt. I think it's very natural, just so smooth. Really sensual, not too crazy on the features. I just think it works out well. And I've always thought that this particular scale is the scale to collect. That's just me personally. I have a ton of quarter scale pieces, but this scale, you can put it anywhere. It could be a standalone piece, and I just, that's my personal take. I think that it's a very elegant looking piece. Here we can see the hair color that I was talking about with the rich plum into the recessed areas, and then just enough of that purple mix to really pop out the highlights, but nothing too overpowering as to make it look reddish or anything, or too pink or whatever. Just, I think it works well with this particular piece. Moving on down, or before I do, as you can see, the makeup is just enough, not too heavy. The lips, we went with a nice purple with a little iridescent mixed into it to give it that nice little complement to the rest of the makeup. The uniform, like I said, apart from the actual blue, we do have some shadowing, which I did, and that was using shading gray, and that's very subtle, but it's in there just to give it that recessed look in certain areas, like you can see there under the elbow, in between the the butt cheeks and underneath the breast, so that wherever it's highlighted, it really pops. Yeah, the blue really complements against the skin tone, and I think it works out very well for this piece. I forgot to mention that the sash right here in the back is magnetized, as is the left arm right there above the elbow, so that comes off and is all magnetized. Again, guys, a very fun piece. Bowen, if I'm not mistaken, they have a piece that's this particular color, but it's an actual different setup with the way that the hands are done. I think pretty much the torso and the legs were used. The face is definitely different, and the arms are different, whereas in the power-up is in her left hand and the sword is in her right on the other statue, which is painted in this color, because there's two versions, the X-Force and this one. But if you have that other one, you can also have this one, or vice versa, or whatever. It's really up to the collector. I just think that when they did the different versions, to be able to differentiate and not just say, oh, which is repainted, they actually switched out the positioning of the arms. But again, this really worked out. I am thankful to my boy Rob. If you're watching this, thanks a lot, brother, for the input and the support. And Alexis, thank you for reaching out for me to be able to do this project for you. I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, guys, thanks for watching the videos. Please don't hesitate to contact. As I always say, it doesn't have to be for business. I'm a collector as well. I love to hear your input, love to hear your feedback, and that's how we grow as a community, man. Alright, stay in touch, keep collecting, and until next time.